Canopy Growth Company, another cannabis company from Canada.
Yeah.
Looks like they're all up there. I think it's still kind of federally legal.
In the United States, yeah, definitely. But they're listed on our exchanges, but yeah, and they sell here, but they're not based
The
out
money's welcomed,
of
but
right.
the corporations aren't.
I guess so.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a corporate minded company in the sense of it's not really like your local drug dealer trying to sell you a little baggie. This is like, looks like they're selling capsules, or they're more production line.
Yeah, it's industrial.
There's a whole assembly line trying to get everybody in the world these capsules. So,
What do you think?
well, looking at the numbers, let's look at the numbers, right? Looks like they were growing for a bit, and now they're like declining.
Yeah.
I think it's just because it
Oof.
might be because their neighbor, the U.S., is just beginning to accept that it should not be a criminal thing, and I think a lot of even companies within states that are still considering it like even like level one. Although I think it was moved to level two, but anyways, they still a lot of states you can still go to jail for having an ounce of cannabis. Like,
Yeah.
So even within those states, they're growing it, and the politicians are turning like the blind eye. So that being said, that's who a lot of these Canadian corporations are gonna have to worry about. They're not they're not just gonna be okay with Canopy Growth Tilray having all the share, right? I mean, what's gonna happen?
Oh, you mean, yeah. So that's the other, I was going to bring that up next. In other words, the competition you can expect to see in this. I mean, we've talked about 3 weed companies now. And you're right. That's only going to increase. So here are my thoughts on this thing. It's the numbers don't look good. I'm going to be honest. Their stock's way down. I think it got up into the 50s at some point in 2021 when things were going crazy in the market. I mean, they've never turned a profit, which is bad in general, but real bad right now, considering what we're expecting will happen in the market in the coming months and year. But I mean, so we got to look at the price sales ratio, 3.636. That's on the high end relative to like Tilray and Sundial, who we also looked at. So it's a little more expensive relative to those companies, and frankly, their numbers don't look good. So one of the things I read that bothered me about this stock in particular is they have a ton of debt, and they've gone into negotiations with the people who have issued them that debt and essentially making it convertible. In other words, they're taking this debt that they owe, and they're going to allow the creditors are going to allow them to pay in stock, which is going to dilute the value of all your shares, which is bad. It's good because it's going to reduce their debt burden, which is significant, but that's going to make your stock go down in price in the short to middle term. This is before you consider the fact that they're already expensive relative to Tilray and Sundial. I don't like this stock one bit. I don't see any reason to buy this. It's just, it doesn't look good. I mean, they're slashing costs like crazy to try and get everything under control. They're going to dilute your shares. They're too expensive relative to other weed stocks.
Yeah, well, it's 346 for a reason. It's not, if everything was great, I think it would be at this price. It'd be $42. It'd be solid. It would have been trending up still.
Let's look at their financials. So let's look at the top line. I mean, that's been trending down. I mean, some companies, let's say like a Charge Point, their top line is up like 100% year over year, pretty much almost thereabout every quarter. They're still not turning a profit though. That's a problem. This company's top line is going in the wrong direction. It's not that they're like investing and they have these operation expenses and that are dragging down the bottom line. The top line's bad too.
Yeah, so
it's a problem. I would stay away from this, at least until you can see some support where the stock levels off, they get their debt under control after the shares have been diluted, maybe. But my thinking about these weed stocks is that California could kind of be a microcosm for what we may expect to happen in the weed business. I know these are Canadian companies, but in California, everyone was saying, "Oh, weed, we're legalizing it. It's going to be the next big thing." And then they ramped up production everywhere. Everyone was growing weed. There's tons of companies popping up, and the demand just wasn't there for what they thought it would be. And now it's been like this boom and bust, where now it's busting, and they're taxed to death. So they're just getting hit from every angle. And I mean, they're trying to come up with whatever they can to sell weed. They're putting CBD dog biscuits and stuff to try and just sell this, unload this product.
I read today that there are more weed smokers than cigarette smokers in the U.S. now.
Oh yeah, that's true. I read that recently as well.
Yeah, this is one of those you can literally grow this in your backyard in California. So there is no need to buy anything like to buy weed, just the regular product.
Well, and there is so much competition, like you were saying earlier, and frankly, more attractively priced competition in Tilray and Sundial.
These farmers in Oklahoma building massive weed farms and thousands of these farmers. It's like with anything, right? Like raising pigs. You know, I talked about that with the other weed examples. It's become that, like just raising pigs. And I can raise a pig in my backyard. I can feed it every day. And at the end of the day, once it's ready to be eaten, what's harder what's my profit going to be? I'm probably going to lose money.
Yeah.
I'm raising a pig. I can guarantee you the guy in Oklahoma or wherever they're raising pigs in Alabama has a better plan than I do as far as like costs from the moment it's piglet to the moment it's ready to be eaten. I bet you the farmer in Alabama has better business sheet to make a profit.
Yeah, more efficient, get better prices on.
I can't compete with that. So that's why I'm not growing weed in my backyard. I'm trying to sell it because I know these farmers in Oklahoma, they've been doing this, like this generational farmers, like their great grandpa was a farmer.
Just not a weed farmer.
Yeah, exactly. So,
well, the problem is I just think that there's so much competition. I mean, how many people that want to smoke weed are not able to at this point? Like how many more weed
it's like but
companies
has the best one though.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. Said like this is called death. What? I'm not trying to die.
Well, I mean, if and I support the weed stocks.
This is not a knock on Canopy. This is definitely not a knock on Canopy. It's not even like a poorly managed. It's not a knock on that at all. This is more a general cool, we got Canopy. It could have been whatever company. This is more of a frustration in a sense, like the innovation part of cannabis. It's like how much more innovating can you get? Like it's just wheat in the very sense. It's like making flavored tobacco, I think, like with like Juul and all that stuff. Okay, cool. So now we got flavored tobacco, but it's still tobacco. Like,
right.
You're smoking it to get your nicotine kick, just without the smoke. So with weed, like say they invent some capsule that you're eating, and you're not getting any of the side effects like you do, like messing up your lungs. But at the end of the day, you're getting THC in your system. But there's so many other avenues to get the THC in your system, like. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, and there's so many other companies to buy it from too, that just look a lot better than this one. This one's looking like it's in pretty rough shape. I can't. Right, it's hard to recommend any unprofitable company in this market environment. Definitely cannot recommend.
So you're selling. No.
No,
Just don't buy.
just stay away. I mean, there's so many other good companies out there that are making money, that are their top lines are heading in the right direction, that that aren't going to dilute your shares. I mean,
Of course, we're gonna follow it. We'll see.
yeah, we'll see what they
We
do.
might be wrong. This company may go up to 40 again. Highly unlikely, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how they do.